Ohio isn't the only state where elections were held this week. We're tracking results in Virginia, Kentucky, and Mississippi as well. And sadly, we have more losses to report. In Virginia, where pro-life Republicans previously controlled the House of Delegates, Democrats took control, picking up a number of seats. Now, Governor Glenn Youngkin, who has been working to advance pro-life laws, including a 15-week limit on abortion, faces a legislature that's united against him, with Democrats in control of both chambers. And to gubernatorial races in Kentucky, Democratic incumbent and abortion extremist Andy Beshear defeated Republican Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Andy Beshear favors abortion on demand until the moment of birth and campaigned heavily on his commitment to do something about the state's current pro-life law, which bans nearly all abortions. But pro-lifers did see some good news from Mississippi, where Governor Tate Reeves and Attorney General Lynn Fitch won re-election. Both played key roles in the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Kelsey Pritchard is the Director of State Public Affairs at Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America. She joins us now to break down these election results. Kelsey, what is your reaction to Issue 1 passing in Ohio? Let's kick it off there.
Very disappointing results today, Prudence, on Ohio on Issue 1, as the voters have woken up today and there is now an extreme abortion regime in place in that state. That constitutional amendment allows abortion in all 9 months of pregnancy. It eliminates parental rights and it removes health and safety protections for women there in that state. Unfortunately, we were outspent 2-1 in Ohio, and the abortion activists there relied on lies to win that election. All throughout the campaign, they adamantly proclaimed that Ohio's pro-life law and law that was in place didn't allow for life of the mother exception, and they falsely stated that women could not receive miscarriage care. They knew they couldn't win running on the issue of abortion, so they had to mislead the voters by pouring so much money into their ads and relying on a left-wing media machine that was acting as if it was the PR department of Planned Parenthood. So very unfortunate results there, but a lot to learn from going forward in 2024.
And Kelsey, I mean, I have to ask, you're right, there was a lot of mixed messages about what was on the ballot in Ohio, but with several states now voting to enshrine abortion rights after Roe, Ohio, Michigan, Kansas, to name a few, it seems like there's been an undeniable shift in public opinion when it comes to abortion. What do you make of it?
What we make of it is that we've been grossly outspent in all of these races. George Soros poured a ton of money into Ohio and other states, and the abortion industry can afford to fund these ballot measures and their ad campaigns because they can see an ROI here. If they can win these fights, they can profit more and more off the lives of babies and at the expense of women and parents. So unfortunately, the lesson has been it's hard to compete when they raise so much money and when they blast the airwaves with their lies about women's lives being at stake. And we've got to be so intentional going forward about trying to raise more money and directly combating their message of fear and lies with a message of hope.
I appreciate your take on that. We saw another loss in the Commonwealth of Virginia, with pro-abortion Democrats picking up seats in both chambers. Clearly, this is a setback when it comes to advancing a 15-week limit on abortion. Will that legislation ever see the light of day, Kelsey?
You know, that is another instance where we were majorly outspent. The Democrats were running a ton of ads on abortion, and they outspent Republicans on abortion ads by a 10-1 ratio. So that allowed them to define the message and mischaracterize Republicans' stance on 15 weeks. And so, yeah, it's disappointing that Virginia has elected Democrats in the House and the Senate who have an agenda for no limits whatsoever on abortion. We're not going to be able to get 15 weeks done in 2024, unfortunately, but we hold out the hope for a national minimum protection and also in a future election where Virginia will elect people who represent their views more accurately on the issue of abortion.
Moving to Kentucky, pro-abortion Governor Andy Beshear was reelected. Many are saying it's because of this ad he released attacking Daniel Cameron. Take a listen.
This is to you, Daniel Cameron. To tell a 12-year-old girl she must have the baby of her stepfather who raped her is unthinkable. I'm speaking out because women and girls need to have options. Daniel Cameron would give us none.
Kelsey, how should we be responding to such campaign ads? We'll no doubt see more of them come 2024.
We should be responding to those ads by pointing out the actual stance that Democrats have on the issue of abortion. And that is that they are for no limits whatsoever, including in the second and third trimesters. And they believe the taxpayer should fund those abortions. Many of them even fall into the camp with Planned Parenthood, wanting to eliminate parental rights and get rid of every single regulation on the abortion industry so that women's health is put at risk. We can't take the bait on these kinds of ads. Andy Bashir isn't for limiting abortion when a baby can feel pain, with exceptions of rape and incest. He is for all 9 months, allowing it at any point, and we have to be clear about where they stand and expose their extremism.
Kelsey Pritchard of SBA Pro-Life America, thank you for your analysis of all these results.
Thank you, Prudence. God bless.